cut it to as few as one, I think, in that third quarter, and then you had the response. So what did you see in the response, and what was kind of consistent with how you've been playing of late there?
We executed well offensively. I thought throughout the game, like I know Luka and LeBron, they took shots and they scored, but their patience to just pass and make the right play was really good. And whether it was Rui, Jake in the first half, Da on the roll, Jackson on the roll, they made a lot of really good simple plays, and that's reflected in our low turnover total. Another game where we get 25 plus assists and we're able to take care of the basketball, challenge the guys before the game. This is a team that really wants to score in the paint and push the pace, and we outscored them in fast break points. We outscored them in the paint. So we did a lot of the things that we talked about pregame. This is a team that, and truthfully, that's part of their run they went on. This is a team that really tests your square to red principles, so your switching principles, and they do a really good job of getting roller behind, changing foot angles, shooting behind the switch, and that's kind of how they got back into it. But yeah, just a really good job from our guys tonight.
What kind of level of talent, it maybe is the right way to put it, but for Luka to get to 46 and without, I think, what do you take, 25 shots, and just how natural a lot of it looked. So can you just kind of put that in perspective?
Yeah, I mean, he has a really good sense of if they're blitzing me in pick and roll, to be that facilitator. And him and I are starting to get that good feel for when he needs to get off ball. When he's on ball and he's having to make a lot of plays, that can tax you. When he's guarding 1 through 5, red on the other end, there's a lot into it. And he came to me a couple times tonight. He was like, "Let's go to this off ball," and he was great off ball. He was great on ball. He was great in the post. He had his whole game working tonight.
Low turnover total could be a reflection of making the simple plays in front of you, but we also saw Luka with a number of remarkable passes. How can those energize his teammates, but also him, like keeping him engaged with the pass as much through the shot?
Yeah, he, it's similar to like some of the heat checks. I've talked about this. He's an engine that's fully on, and he likes to create out there, and that's part of what makes him a great player. I think because I played with him, I have a pretty good understanding of that. And not to say it doesn't test your patience at times, but you have to be willing to live with some of the stuff that he tries, because more often than not, you're going to get a great result. And he had some great passes. He made some amazing shots. But there's that creative element that he needs to thrive, and you've got to allow that.
How important was what Rui gave you on both ends of the court tonight?
Yeah, I think our bench was awesome. All those guys impacted the game in some way. Rui and Jackson in particular were really good tonight. And Rui now feels like, I know he had the 4 for 13 game recently, but it feels like he's kind of back in his groove. He had not taken a ton of shots and kind of, I don't think was playing well. And I told him that, so I'm not trying to call him out, but he wasn't playing well leading into his injury. And then it takes a little bit of time to get back in that rhythm. And it feels like the last few games, he's back to who he was at the start of the year. And I think his defensive engagement, particularly the last 2 games, because in Dallas, he had a great defensive game on tape as the low man. And again, another good one tonight.
On Rui, I think it's the first time all season he's had at least 10 plus shots in 5 straight games. Is there something about the stagger with him off the bench that leads him to get to being featured a little more on the offensive end that can be harder as a starter?
Yes and no. There are certain games that based on pick and roll coverages, for instance, that if he's just standing in the corner, he doesn't necessarily get it. And Chicago, they allow that pull behind pass in the pick and roll, and he got some shots out of that. And then, the last few games, we've been running a lot of stuff for him, whether that's ATOs. We got to a single action for him on a side out of bounds. So he's getting enough, and, it's, you run an off-ball action and you don't want a mid-range shot, which he typically takes on those off-ball actions, but he's so good at them that, it's a good play for us.
Let's get to the highlights. Lakers continue their...
Look, you guys have won 4 out of 5 here, and it seems like bench contributions are working, turnovers are low, threes are falling. What do you think's allowed to have so much connectivity in so many areas of the game right now?
I think just staying together, everybody just staying together. We talked about a lot of things, how we want to approach the game better. That's what we're doing right now. We're staying together. I think everybody's having fun out there.
Extending back to the Clippers game where JJ told us and told you, be cognizant of sharing the ball. You were able to score a lot, while also sharing the ball a lot. Like, what was working for you tonight?
I think I was just being aggressive, see what the defense gave you. I see probably JJ is going to be mad. I took 25 shots, so he would tell me to pass more. I'm kidding, but other than that, like I said, Rui was awesome. The whole bench was awesome today. They helped us a lot. They lift us up in the second quarter, in the third when we were going down. So props to them.
Yeah, when we were talking with him, he mentioned that, obviously everyone knows heat checks in terms of shots, but he also mentioned that sometimes you can have heat checks in terms of passing. Do you feel that when, you make a couple nice passes or have a few assists, you want to throw one with, I guess, a little bit more razzle-dazzle on it, see what you're feeling that night or that moment?
Yeah, the answer to that question is yeah, I feel it.
This is one of Dave's questions. You guys have won 4 and 5. Seems like Austin, speaking of the guy that you love, is going to be coming back sometime very soon. I guess, how optimistic are you guys about where you guys can get to once he is back in the lineup and healthy?
Better for sure. Gives us 3, decision makers on the court. They have great talent, and we can't wait to have him back. He's been working out. I saw him, so I think he wants to be back too. So we're excited for him to be back.
Native language, Luka, mogu da pitam šta kažeš što ste izabrani ti i Nikola Jokić da budete starteri na NBA All-Staru pod uslovom da se on vrati na vreme, naravno, zbog povrede.
Super, da. Mislim da svi znaju kakav prijatelj je Nikola, tako da to je super. Bićemo u LA-u, tako da ćemo verovatno biti skupa izvan vremena.
Šta kaže ovu sezonu, inače sve zajedno, kako si zadovoljan?
Super. Ima dobrih, ima slabih trenutka, ali inače za sad dobro.
JJ mentioned you talked to him a couple times tonight about wanting to go off the ball. Like, when you're in the course of a game, how do you figure out kind of when you need to come off the ball to get going or to help the team?
There's no specific time when I gotta go. Sometimes probably there's more ATOs after timeouts. I come off the ball, but there's no specific time when I need to come off the ball.
All right, Danny, time for a little Access 360. We're talking Laker defense, which led to a lot of Laker offense. 27 fast break plays.
They got out and running. Just that first half, they looked really good, intense, active, and talking.
The team and kind of the efficiency you guys found on offense, the effort level on defense, aside from that maybe little blip in the third quarter, how were you guys able to sustain that tonight?
Everyone was just flying around and just covering for each other all night and just playing with a lot of energy, and just everyone came ready to play today.
Creating turnovers was something you guys did well throughout the game. You had one in the steal. At what point, when you're up in the air, do you decide, all right, maybe you'll throw this through the legs before I slam it?
I don't even know. I just got a steal, and I seen him out the corner of my eye for a second, and I see Rui run in front of him, so I knew he wasn't running with me. And so I was just like, frick it. I'm going to try it real quick.
See, I'm old enough to remember that as the Isaiah Ryder East Bay Funk dunk. I don't know if you go back to that or if it's something that you've done before or what you would have where have you seen it before?
I mean, I've done it a few times in an NBA game before, and then really I just started doing it like my sophomore. Like like you're a kid, you're in the garage, like in the driveway on like the small hoop, and you just try doing a bunch of dunks. I remember just trying it like in like middle school and stuff, and then I got to like my sophomore year, like junior year of high school, and I was actually dunking. I was like, I'm gonna try it real quick, and got it. And so now I've just been doing it.
You weren't really that close to missing it, were you? Were you? Oh, you were.
I thought I was about to get rim. I thought I was about to get hung by the rim so bad. I thought I was about to get yanked out the game right away.
So fortunately, you were able to finish it.
Yeah, luckily God was on my side and got that ball over the rim.
What did you make of Luka's night offensively?
I mean, that guy's pretty good at basketball. Yeah, he made some real tough shots and he was playing great today, so yeah.
I know sometimes he takes those heat check threes early, but what about when he's like passing behind the back and stuff? Like, how do those types of plays kind of energize you as well, the same as when he's hitting those threes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you got a playmaker like that and just somebody on your team who can just make any type of plays happen like that, passing or shooting, like obviously like you just gotta give him that chance to go. So yeah.
Look. Oh, go ahead.
I was Bruce had these couple good back-to-back performances after the layoff from the injury. What has he added to the bench in terms of his, I guess, scoring and shooting?
Exactly, just he added scoring and shooting to the bench and a little more size. But yeah, I feel like he's been killing it and just getting back into his rhythm right now.
There's a ton of turnovers. Then they come out and hit, I think, 5 threes in the first couple minutes of the third. What did you have to do to kind of re-engage and push the lead back?
Yeah, we just had to lock back in on our defensive coverage. We were in like 15, and Kobe White kind of just came out, and we just weren't really like reading up, and he was getting wide open threes. And yeah, so we just had to lock back in and just kind of get back to our team defense.
Go ahead. You're good. Jake, well, he barely missed a shot tonight, so we gave him a little, we gave him a little distance. Since we're talking about Rui, what have you made of his shooting the last couple of games and then just overall defense and everything?
He's been shooting pretty good. Hasn't missed a lot of shots. He's very good at just getting to his spots, that mid-range. We call it pretty much a layup for him every time he gets it. He's just been playing with a lot of confidence, shooting the ball real well, and he's been playing defense as well. So.
And you mentioned the 15 before. That we're talking about switching 1 through 5. Is that and so? Is it sometimes you have to be extra sure to get out to the shooter, so it's just to avoid kind of the pull-up type of threes and that
we always talk about like reading up, and when they were hitting the threes, we weren't doing that. We were kind of staying below the screener, and they were just getting the wide open shots, and we were kind of are we reading out or whatever. So we just kind of had to lock back in on that. And once we started reading up, we started getting back to what we were supposed to do.
When you guys were going through some of your struggles, one of the things you told us, other guys would say, it's kind of like it's on you guys.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do. How have you seen that shift in the right direction?
I just think there's been a lot better, like just communication between the players as we're out there on the court. Like we know that we're messing up when we're out there, so we kind of group back together and kind of just lock back in. And everyone again has the job to do, and we know what it is. So we just had to be a little bit more physical on the screens, and then we started reading up, and it was good.
On Jackson's dunk.
I was hoping he was going to try something. After his first half dunk where he just did a back scratcher, and I didn't expect him to do it between the legs. He didn't get that high, but it was all right.
I mean, do you think you could do better?
Yeah. I'll do a proper one.
Have you seen someone do? Well,
Luka apparently like 10 years ago.